evening, everyone. My name is Talia, and I would like to welcome you to the 5th year anniversary of Reparations One in the city of Chicago and the 3rd year anniversary of the Chicago Torture Justice Center. Hold tight to your seats as the concert will begin shortly. I would like to say once again, thank you for joining us, and I hope that you will enjoy the evening that's ahead.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to Hot House Global. My name is Marguerite Horberg, and I'm the founder and executive director of Hot House. We've been around for 33 years, opening and successfully running 2 different cultural centers, the first in Wicker Park, second in downtown, and we're currently working to open our 3rd in Bronzeville. So we created Hot House Global as a new streaming platform born out of the tragedies and the moment of COVID-19 and the economic devastation that is really creating quite a terrible effect on our allies, our communities, our artists. So we created this platform, the streaming platform, as a way that people could earn money directly by putting a program on, by creating a way that people could talk to each other and strategize and use this as an organizing tool for activists as we all try to imagine what's next and know that a better world is possible. So we hope that you will join us, contribute, tell your friends, give us positive or critical feedback, spread the word. We want this to be usable and accessible to anyone who needs it. Hot House was founded on the principles of solidarity and mutual aid, and we see that we must come together to create new ways to figure out our future for the planet, for our children, for equity, for justice. And those are kind of the guiding principles behind this project. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Please tell your friends, please come back and enjoy the program tonight. We want to also give a special thanks to the people who've really worked many, many hours to do this for free. And we want to thank veteran Rasigovich, Edward Wilkerson, Louise John, and David Offenberg. So, a round of applause for everybody, including yourself. Let's keep strong and positive, and to be continued. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Damon Williams here. I'm going to be your host for this virtual gathering. This is my first time ever doing this, so this is strange for me as it is for you in this time, but I'm very, is that better light? Can y'all see me? All right. I'm very happy to be here and to be able to facilitate this space. We have a special event and evening planned for y'all, but we are here to celebrate. We are here to gather. Even though we are stuck in place, we can still move together and be connected. So in this time, I want to also acknowledge the time that we're going through right now. Not only are we today celebrating and honoring and mourning and healing from the trauma of police violence and terror in our community, in our city, but also we are celebrating the victory of organizing and encouraging ourselves to keep moving forward. But also, as we know, I want to acknowledge what's going on in our nation and in our society. So as folks are feeling the pain of the brutal deaths that have been going viral on our social media platforms, namely Ahmaud Arbery, I just want to let you know that your anger is valid for folks who this is mobilizing and rousing. But I just want to speak personally, right? Like, my entry point into movement came from responding to acts of police violence and to the death of Black people. And I think for many of us who step up, we then feel responsible to always have to step up and always have to be angry and always have to mobilize. And I just want you to know, in this time, it's okay to be still. It's okay to be sad. You don't have to write the best thought piece. You don't have to have a million tweets. You don't have to go and be active when there's so much else going on. But for those of you who do, and for those of you who can, I honor what is going on. So I just want to name that in this space. But we are here. We are here today, and we are celebrating 5 years of the historic passing of the reparations ordinance that launched the Chicago Torture Justice Memorial, as well as 3 years of having the Chicago Torture Justice Center. And these are really, really important spaces. I teach and talk about our movement to hundreds, if not thousands of young people. And this is a tangible lesson and story that our whole world needs to know. So often, the issues we talk about can be forced into abstractions, but the real people who have survived, the real mothers, the real families who have been resilient even when they shouldn't have to be, in order to make sure that their story is heard, but also to make sure that we as a society reckon with the harms that we commit and work towards making that no longer a part of our reality. So I'm gonna be here trying to help articulate some of the themes and introducing some of our guests. We are all figuring this out. I want to acknowledge everybody in this time that is figuring out creative ways to organize, creative ways to learn these new technologies and these new devices to keep us moving. So I just want to say, I love you. We are here together and we're going to figure this out. So up next, we have an amazing organizer, a survivor, and one of the folks who's really pushing at the Chicago Torture Justice Center. We have a video from Gregory Banks. And we just want to make sure that we figure out how to make space to continue to center survivors, and they need that space without judgment. And so I want to make everybody make some noise where you are, clap it up in your homes for Gregory Banks.
I believe in Chicago. I believe in peace. I believe in a brighter future. I believe in myself. I believe in my parents.
I believe in education.
I believe in life.
We can make it, our needs are basic. Peace and hugs with a love blanket. More jobs, more education. Less prison, less incarceration. More occupation, less in and around. This is our city, this Chi-Town. To all my scholars, that's college down. I see your vision young and profound. To all my street gangs, it's time to turn back. Let's switch lanes, get on the right track. It's never too late to reach for the sky. All you need is courage and the will to fly. Gotta have faith when your back is the wall. We learn how to stand, leap up from the fall. I done seen it all, put the guns down, y'all. Write a new song, cause it's time to evolve. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. Just time to do. Hopefully the action change starts with you. No more shooting around like a fool. It's time to work hard and go back to school. We all have a purpose, we all have dreams. Mutually exclusive or not those things. Living life matters, young kings and queens. More than a conqueror can handle all things. By any means, it's time to reach conflict resolutions in the streets. Just cause you and I don't agree, don't make me and you enemies. Get it? Bless the child who has their own, who love to speak, hope on microphones, committed to peace. Chicago, you're my home. Please put the guns down by the end of the song. Like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, everybody. Made a mistake there. So we figured this out, but that was an amazing video by FM Supreme. And just seeing it brings back so many memories of a really beautiful time. And so I just want to say that for folks who don't know, right, Chicago is the first place ever in the history of the United States that has passed an ordinance for reparation for harm of black people of any form of state violence, particularly police violence. And so we're gonna now go into the video of the survivors that we wanna make sure that we always center and uphold, and we follow their leadership, and we've learned so much from their experiences. So like I said, that first video was FM Supreme, Reparations Now. We've won those reparations. We're gonna transition now to what I said before. So everybody now, welcome to your screen, Gregory Banks.
Hello, my name is Gregory Banks, and I am a member of the Chicago Torture Justice Center. I'm also a learning fellow. This is the 5th anniversary of Reparations 1, and we are so thankful. This is also the 3rd year that the center has been in existence. We fought hard to get this center. We did everything that we could possibly do to bring this center into fruition. So I ask that that you join me in celebrating the 5th anniversary and the 5th anniversary of the reparations and the 3rd year of the center being in existence. It has allowed me a space, us, the survivors, a space where we can go and enjoy each other and not be judged by other peoples. And so I want to just thank you again.
All right, that was Gregory, and we love and honor him. So as we receive thanks, we offer you thanks for all your courage and all your strength. So up next, I'm very, very excited to bring to the virtual stage really a star amongst us. I am honored to not only call this person friend, but comrade. She is not just an amazing singer and songwriter and performer, but she's also of movement. So beyond anything, whether it's artistically, whether it's in organizing work, or just existing as a loving spirit and a beautiful person, we have the amazing, the liberatory, the phenomenal, the soulful. There's so many adjectives I can go on. Everybody, please welcome to your screen, Tasha. Bah!
Hey everybody, I am so excited to be here. My name is Tasha. I'm playing songs to celebrate Chicago Torture Justice Center and all the work they've been doing. It's really great to be here virtually with you all. And thank you, Damon, for that lovely intro. I'm gonna play a couple songs for you. This song is called But There's Still the Moon, and it just came out. It's brand new, so you can go listen to this one if you'd like. The truth is all these rhymes barely hold me together, but I still try to bear it through the bad weather. Winter's harsh sting, so unforgiving, inside hiding. It's okay, don't want to be seen, but there's still the moon. and I still really love the color blue. And after the quiet comes, I still have my baby sleepy hum. Losing what my head brings, keeping my best thing to myself. Losing what my head brings, keeping my last thing to myself. Leave my body with anyone but me. I can't be responsible, you see. This whole time passing as a buzz, all the while just a little lost. Thank you. It's always funny playing songs live like this because I just have to imagine maybe that you're clapping. Hopefully you would be if you were here in the room with me. Okay, now I'm going to play a cover that you might know. So feel free to sing along. The nice thing is, if you feel nervous about it, maybe no one's around you, so you don't even have to be nervous. Okay. Come Alright, I'm gonna tune one more time really quick. I just want to say thank you again to CTJC for having me be a part of this program, and to every other incredible person participating tonight, and to you all for tuning in to this. This is a really special organization that does really important work. So I hope you'll continue to support them long into the future, and I hope everyone is doing all right out there, staying safe and healthy. Alright, this is my last song. It's called Something About This Girl. My name is Tasha again, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of this program and then have a really nice rest of your night. Softness make her tough. At her smallest still enough. She was born a hazy gold. Ruby droplets cooling. She looks a little like me. Something about this girl's just right. I'd like to know it from the inside. Move slow, calling out a patient breath. You'll know that she's holding you, and if you don't see her there, turning all your broken home. No sour tongue, no sour home. She looks a little like me. Something about this girl is just right. I'd like to know it from the inside. She got a voice like a storm. She got a body like sunlight. I'd like to know it from the inside. Glowing and glowing from the inside. Built herself up from the inside. Great. Thank you all again so much. All right, enjoy the rest of the show. Back to you, Damon.
Bravo, bravo, Tasha. Wasn't that beautiful? In fact, that was perfect, to be honest. I mean, I don't know, but I've seen Tasha perform many times, and I kind of always get the vibe that I'm in front of a mantle with the fireplace. So like that felt like the appropriate setting for her work. So again, Much love to you, Tasha. It's been a joy to watch you grow as an artist and musician, and you give us so much pride every time we see you. So much love to Tasha. Check her out on all platforms. But up next, hold on, before we go to up next, let's talk to y'all. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in, who's taking this time on a Friday to connect on this issue. Thank you to all the folks who have donated and supported the Chicago Torture Justice Center. For those of you who are able and have capacity and have not yet supported, please connect with the folks and give what you can to help this very, very important work continue on. Now, we have a very special video from a guest who, if you watch HBO or Insecure, you might know who they are. Everybody, welcome to your screen, Kendrick Sampson.
What's up, y'all? This is Kendrick Sampson, actor, activist, and co-founder of Build Power. Yo, I am so incredibly honored and excited to have been asked to join y'all in celebrating and lifting up this 5-year anniversary of the historic reparations ordinance passed in Chicago for survivors of police torture. At a time when we see every day all the different ways that these systems were built to harm, divide, and disappear us, we know that reclaiming our joy, our power, and our well-being is crucial to not only our resistance, but to our ability to imagine and bring forward new liberatory futures for our folks. The passage of the monumental reparations ordinance, the first anywhere in the country, was the culmination of decades of litigation, independent journalism, organizing by torture survivors and their families, and other phenomenal hardworking organizers. This ordinance serves as a roadmap for us all over the country and the world. It allows us to name the multiple ways that these systems of oppression and state violence impact individuals and communities, and to outline what repairing that harm looks like. It looks like making sure our children are being taught this history by requiring the Reparations 1 curriculum to be taught in all 8th and 10th grade classrooms in Chicago public schools. It looks like creating a public memorial so that the stories of brutal harm and the loss of freedom by the torture survivors is not forgotten and cannot be erased, while also serving as a reminder and inspiration for ongoing resistance to those who are still being targeted by racialized policing every day. It looks like opening the first ever center in the United States to provide politicized healing for survivors of domestic torture, the Chicago Torture Justice Center. It looks like recognizing and addressing the multiple unseen wounds that we as individuals and communities hold as a result of the way that trauma has been intentionally distributed in this country. What we don't often name is that our health, including our mental health, is inherently political. There are questions that we usually don't think to ask. Who or what does it serve when we are unwell? What becomes possible for ourselves and our communities when we are well? What makes us well? And who has access to those resources? Today, we celebrate the vision and brilliance of so many, and we know the struggle is not over. The memorial has yet to be funded, and the Chicago Torture Justice Center is fighting to be able to stay open and grow to meet the needs of the ever-growing number of survivors of police violence. Let's show them our love today for their struggle, for their resistance, for their resilience. We see you all. We stand with you. We love you. Thanks again, and please show some love by spreading the word about this pioneering work happening in Chicago and donating if you can.
Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate that. We're gonna keep this thing. Kendrick. I'm sorry. Thank you, Kendrick. I keep giving up the juice before we get to it, but we are about to hear from somebody who I think embodies, honestly, the concept of leadership. So valuable to have learned his story, to ever share his presence, and to listen to him speak. He has moved so many people into active resistance and to figuring out how we need to also take on the responsibility collectively for how our society operates, and we need to work to transform the society. So everybody, please welcome to the screen, Anthony Holmes.
Oh, this is Anthony Holmes. I'm calling to speak on reparations but anyway, the bottom line is we had a lot of little static going. We had different things going for us, but Joey Mogul and the rest of them got together and put the moral together for us, and that's what we're looking for and counting on it a lot. So the main thing is I want to let them know, and everybody else to know, that they've definitely been in our corner and have been for us, and they supported us, and they helped us out a lot, and we appreciate it. We love y'all. And hopefully we have a better year this year. Thank you and goodbye.
I am different. Are you? 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 I am different. Are you?
Tortured by Blue was real. I was tortured at 20. I survived the inside. I relive my trauma. Every time I tell my truth, I relive my trauma. You don't just free one, free them all. Free them all.
I have a right to be. All of me. I am Latina, I am diaspora, I am Jewish, I am the daughter of immigrants, I am a survivor. I'm a dreamer, I'm without land, I'm without people. I am, we are. I have the right to be.
You don't know my name. My father called me the last button on the general's coat. My mother called me a freedom fighter. My daughter called me a revolutionary. My nephew called me a sleeping giant who has awakened. My great-nephew Pierre, who was killed in 2016 at the age of 16 by Chicago police, called me Auntie. My friend Nyale's mother calls me Gore.
I refuse to accept your narrative. My son, Archie Jr., was an unarmed 20-year-old black man running from the police. He was on top of a 6-foot fence when he was shot. I will always tell my truth. I am a grieving mother who has lost a child to police brutality. I sat in a deposition to hear the judge's decision. No conviction, no criminal charges for the officer. I was denied justice. I was served a life sentence without a trial.
I am warrior reborn. I'm a survivor. I'm a fighter. I'm resilient. I'm relentless. I'm struck by how beauty fills my power, enveloping rations of strength, my reserve. I keep walking, chasing horizons, fists high. I am reborn, warrior.
Strength and resilience. I was tortured at 16. I fought, cried, and won. Torture is a crime. Yeah. Lynching, racism, torture, and injustice. Yeah. Torture is a crime. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Free Gerald Reed, free them all.
Grandma, on some days out in Jordan, on those days, voices are healing. On those days, we believe. Grandma, lead us to the river. I'm ready to be free. I'm bringing them all with me.
All right, we're back. Again, we honor all of those survivors whose voice we heard. You know, the word survive is so important. It's such a place of power, growth from this notion of victimhood that we've come from. So to hear those stories, to observe people share and relive their trauma for our collective knowledge and our collective healing, I always honor that work. And then again, thank you so much to everybody who's watching. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated and supported. And thank you all the folks over the years who have supported outside of with funds, folks who showed up to actions, folks who showed up to events, set up tables, made calls, signed petitions. There's so much work, so much organizing that goes behind creating the world that we want. And the Chicago Torture Justice Memorial and the Chicago Torture Justice Center as a grounding space for our entire movement is an example of the type of work that we need to continue. So thank you again to all the folks that have supported and got us this far, but we still have so much further to go, right? That's a lesson we got to take from movement. This started 25, 30 years ago and was dormant and went in waves and cycles. And 5 years ago, we thought we won. But some of the lesson even I'm getting as I'm trying to mature is winning is just the beginning of the fight. So yeah, I just want to say much love to y'all, much love to everybody who's watching, much love to everybody who's supporting. Let's keep this thing on moving. We have up next another great set of performers for you. However, we are all in place and we are figuring these things out. So we have a duo who are not in the same room. So they're not going to be able to perform together, but they are always together because they are brothers, they are family, and they are big homies to me and us, and they are an amazing global example of what radical hip-hop organizing and community building looks like. So everybody give it up to G1 and Rod of Rebel Diaz. Yeah.
1 2 1 2. Yeah. Peace. Peace. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Run, better run, boy.
Yeah.
Oh man, trouble coming after
This is
you.
G1.
And I hear he's got a gun, boy.
Making sure y'all up.
Don't tell him what he's bound
Peace to the
do.
CTJC on this 5th anniversary of this victory that was done.
Trouble coming after you.
The
And I hear
ordinance.
he's got a gun, boy. Ain't no telling
Oh yeah.
what he's bound to do.
We want to send a shout out. First of all, justice for Ahmaud Arbery and Sean Reed. Killed while running from white supremacist capitalism. We know that this scourge of torture, both domestically and both on the foreign policy tip, is about control, is about controlling capitalism and about white supremacy. So we on right here. Once again, I want to send a shout out to the CTJC. Peace to my brother Rod Styles coming right after me. This is G1 from Rebel Diaz. Peace to Mario Venegas, our father, torture survivor. Connecting the bridges from Chile to Chicago. Estamos aquí. Y si estoy en vivo, así va la cosa. Come on, dice. I'ma kick it like this. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery and Sean Reed, y'all. Let's go like this. Y tú, corre por tu vida. No solo policía, perseguida por la migra. No disparen mano arriba en combate defensivo. Stand with the people, ain't a necessary evil to respond how we need to. Bajo tiro under fire, what you think gon' transpire? The youth is sick and tired, y'all complaining about a riot. It's a war, you ain't know. I want my nieces to grow in peace by household when injustice is this close. Don't. Come on, fathers and brothers, gotta defend our sisters and mothers. The time is upon us, see now. The pressure been on, simmering too long. Losing our sons to the barrel of 2 guns. Police and poverty, that ain't how it ought to be. Destroying ourselves in the Hunger Games lottery. Follow me, stay close, having to stay low. Chased by the same ghost, you know how that story goes, don't. Let's go, come on. Justice for Ahmaud Arbery and Sean Reed. The real virus is capitalism, white supremacy. Come on, after you. Come on. Do. Peace, y'all. That's the joint I wanted to do. That's a joint that we have with an amazing group called The Reminders out of Denver, Colorado. And it's a joint that we did years ago called Run during the time of the Ferguson Rebellion. But we felt that it was important to bring that back in light of the recent news that we've all seen of young black men getting hunted down by police, by state-sanctioned white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And so we wanted to make sure that is put to light as well. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is one of our first few shows doing live. I'm coming in here from Chicago. Rod Star's about to come up next from New York. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do it like this. This joint is called La Patrulla. You know what I'm saying? And La Patrulla is Espanol para the patrol, the police. So normally we put our ones up in the air like this. This is for one love, for unity in our community. Standing tall, the spirits that have lost, the spirits are alive. En la lucha contra la patrulla. Come on, let's go.
La patrulla me está vigilando, está pendiente de todo lo que hago.
espada, donde la espada de los que llegaban mataban la tribu que aquí ya estaban. Así a través de la hambre, a través de conquista, un imperio surgió. Con la mano de obra barata se construyó esta gran nación. La misma que hoy discrimina, mira que se le niega justicia. Vente en visto, mira la cifra, tú y yo estamos la misma. Sin empleo, te miran feo, pero no crean en un noticiero. El que quiere convencerte que vive la vida con miedo. Del negro, del inmigrante, criminales que quieren matarte, terroristas que están en la lista. Cuidado que van a escucharte, más bien es conquistarte, más fácil explotarte. La muerte o la cárcel, mira el caso de Trayvon Martin.
La patrulla me está vigilando, está pendiente de todo lo que hago. La patrulla me está vigilando, está pendiente de todo lo que hago. Para poder estar, para poder
Come on. We put our ones in the air like this. This is for one love, for unity in our hood. Remembering all of those that have fallen in the hands of the racist police. And we do it like this, we say like this. On a count of three, say let's get free. 1, 2, 3, let's get free. On a count of three, say let's get free. 1, 2, 3, let's get free. On a count of three, say fuck the police. 1, 2, 3, fuck the police. 1, 2, 3, fuck the police. 1, 2, 3. La Patrulla. Yeah, y'all. That joint is called La Patrulla. You know what I'm saying? We did that joint also after state-sanctioned killing that happens too often in our community. We wanted to make sure to do that joint in Spanish also porque sabemos que there's too much divide and conquer in our communities. We see it in the media. We see the efforts to divide black and brown, to divide poor people, and we need to stand in solidarity with our black brothers and sisters under attack, with our immigrant communities under attack, you know what I mean, with our women under attack, with our gender non-conforming people under attack, and we wanted to make those connections. I think that's my time, so I want to say peace again to the CTJC. I'm going to do a one minute joint right here, just we get out of here. This joint is called Levantamos. Sabemos que hay que celebrar. Sabemos que tenemos que luchar. We're clear that we need to fight. We also need to celebrate our victories. Come on, let's go.
Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos. Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos. Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos. Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos.
Dame la mano, damos lo que puede ser si nos levantamos. Cada uno por su lado, todos unidos. Cada quien como tiene, yo no discrimino. Como son las cosas hoy en día, se necesita toda esa alegría. Y si la guerra sigue, muévete por la paz. Pero esta vez que sea con ganas, nada de kumbaya. El capital no hace falta en este intercambio. Entrada liberada, todo invitado. Pa' los marginados, pa' los excluidos, pa' los que no hacen fila, yo no asimilo. Pido paz, pido ritmo en mi existencia. Sol y sonrisa donde aparezca la experiencia de una nueva posibilidad. Un mundo nuevo junto al pueblo se va a crear. Vamos para allá y
ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos.
Come on.
Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos. Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos. Ven a ver lo que pasa cuando tú y yo nos levantamos.
Peace and love, y'all. This is G1. We're going to pass it along to Rod Stars, all the way from the Bronx, New York, representing Rebel Diaz as well. Peace to Mario Venegas. Peace to the CTJC. Peace to this celebration of victory 5 years ago. The struggle continues onward to get this center alive, get the center, keep the center open, and get this memorial up. You already know. Peace and love. One.
Yes, y'all. What up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Rod Stars from Rebel Diaz. It's an honor for me to be here. Y'all, with the CTJC, a 5-year celebration of resistance in which they got reparations, y'all. This is a beautiful victory, you know what I'm saying? And what historically, people never get reparations, but people fought for it and people got reparations because it goes to show that there was torture. There was torture in Chicago. I got to send a shout out to my pops. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that torture is a weapon that they use, you know what I'm saying, not only in the hood, but all over the world, you know what I'm saying, to impose the way of capitalism and imperialism and racism. And so we come from that history. But it's beautiful because we from Chicago and we come from that, and to see that world come together, it's a beautiful thing. I feel like I've been feeling a lot of rage, and I feel like it's collective rage because of what's going on in our communities, how we're being policed under quarantine. And so I always say sometimes, we got to get that rage off, and let's get it. Yes, y'all. I've been feeling like I'm ready for war. My weapon is this mic. You know what I mean? I've been feeling this though. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Yow. Let's get it. Here we go. Yo. Look, and yo, these fake old cops better get ready for war. I heard you got yourself a gun, I got machetes and swords, and I move siempre pa'lante like the soul of young lords. The only way I break the laws if I break a cop's jaw, I'm raw. So F that, we sick of running around. That's why on July 4th, the flag's upside down. I ain't even false flagging, man, I'll bang for liberation. Imagine if the Bloods and Crips was one nation. Imagine if the kings and folks got together, used that business hustle to make some real cheddar. Imagine if we all held the hood down together. Nobody disrespected, best believe we protected. Nobody getting robbed, nobody lose their necklace, and we helping all the grandmas carry groceries, man. Best believe we gon' do like we supposed to, man. Cause I'm ready for war, ready for more, ready for what? Ready for war, ready for more, ready for what? Ready for this life and world that I've been dreaming. I won't fight your war, so go ahead and draft me. I got lookouts on the block, you can try and catch me. Why the hell I even wanna go killing the rat? They ain't never done nothing to the brown and black. Matter of fact, man, let's fight the war at home with automatic rifles. Every hood's a war zone, and the cops know that it's about to be on. They bring the war to the streets, cause you know the Bill of Rights, cause that's the right to heat. They put a 90 on your chest like you the punky QB. You don't wanna see me fatigued up, timed up, Zapatista covered up. War, ready for more, ready for what? Ready for war, ready for more, ready for what? Ready for this life and world that I've been dreaming of. Ready for war, ready for more, ready for what? Ready for this life and world that I've been dreaming of. What up, y'all? This is Rod Stars from Rebel Diaz. And yo, I'm telling y'all, we live in historic moments of oppression. I think it's a new reality, a new world as we knew it. And when you have historic moments of oppression, the only way to respond is with historic moments of resistance. You feel me? I want to do this song that's called Canto. These are words of Chairman Fred Hampton. Let's go.
So we always say at the Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave,
you remember I said
with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
For the love of revolution, for the life that I lead, es por eso que yo, por la familia que yo quiero, for my beautiful niece, es por eso que yo, yeah, for the future of the youth that remind me of me, es por eso que yo. Let's go. Para Chile, for Chicago, for the kids on Halsey, es por eso que yo. Yo, I dedicate this to them kids that remind me of me, those rebellious that I call MCs. It's them kids on the corners in them circles, spitting rhythms, ripping ciphers, smoking purple since they were still children, buying 40s, giving money to the kid with ID. 6 heads on 1B, but they sharing the trees. Forget school, they told jokes and they never took notes. All they did was fill their notebooks with some marvelous flows, staring out the window, daydreaming of shows, the limelight, the right life, how they bound to blow. And it's a dream that they all share. Who gonna get there? I found a reason for my rap and I ain't gonna fake it. I want a crib for my mom's on the beach in Viña. Yeah, por eso que yo. Yeah, I wanna open up a school in the Bronx by the river. Yeah, por eso que yo. Yeah, I'll be happy with a crib and some land in the back. Yeah, por eso que yo. Yeah, sit back, smoking the L dipped in cognac. Yeah, por eso que yo. Look. Sipping water out the wine glass, smile on my face. Funny farmer's hat on to keep the sun out my face. I'll be content with teaching children and building a young struggle. If hip-hop organized the whole world to be in trouble. Bush run for cover, you be getting bum rush. We'll get bombarded as the president, we all co-crush. It's graffiti on the wall, but it's not advertising. Just a warning from the youth about the future uprising. Not surprising that we seeking freedom. I don't believe him, I'll be happy with a Cavalier. Like my dad drove a living room with chandeliers and a magic carpet. I choose to rap cause sometimes it's my only option. It's my freedom of expression, it's the voice of the oppressed. Yeah, por eso que yo. Yeah, It's the power of the word, man. You gotta use it. Yeah, por eso que yo. Look, cause I truly do believe that I'm the seed of revolution. I rap, therefore I am part of the vocal contribution to the causes worldwide. Fight the struggle within. Organize, read books, practice discipline. Use the culture as a weapon that's unknown to them. Speak slang in the language that's code to them. Make music, break dance, write your name on the wall. Write a paper theorizing how they killed Biggie Smalls, include Pac and Malcolm X, how they killed them all. Be a leader on the block, we taking over the game. Cause instead of game banging and acting selfish, we like some Panthers in the morning. Serving breakfast for the love of revolution, for the life that I lead. Es por eso que yo, por la familia que yo quiero, for my beautiful niece. Es por eso que yo, let's go. For the future of the youth that remind me of me. Es por eso que yo, let's go. Para Chile, for Chicago, for the kids on Halsey. Es por eso que yo. That's what's up, y'all. And real quick, I just want to leave y'all with these thoughts. What we're living right now, the type of policing that we've seen in our communities is nothing to do with social distancing and everything to do with police control throughout the nation of poor communities. Because here in New York, they giving out, you know what I'm saying, masks to the white folks that's hanging out in Central Park, breaking the social distancing. So we're clear that this is, systemic racism being implemented in our communities, and we can't stand for it, you know what I'm saying? And we also clear that, it's going to keep happening, and we have to come up with ways to organize as a community while we're under these new conditions. So mad love to the CTJC 5-year celebration, people power. Shout outs to my pops, you know what I mean? Definitely the OG holding it down. And to everybody, celebrate. Y'all deserve mad love. It's your 5 years. And mad love. Rod Stars from Rebel Diaz, y'all. Peace.
Yo, shout out Rebel Diaz. Shout out G1. Shout out Rod Stars. What they did was not easy. Just to let y'all know, as an MC myself, they just was their own DJ and their own hype man without an audience too. Like with hip hop and a lot of these performative art forms, the audience is one of your instruments as well. So shout out to y'all for holding it down and adapting with us in these wild, perilous times. So please, if you are here and you are able, go and donate right now at chicagotorturejustice.org. The funds will not only support the center, the space that we need to keep cultivating, but also the Chicago Torture Justice Memorials, the organizing and the community building and the relationships and the opportunities and the resources that survivors need to continue on to sustain, to be loving, members of families and communities. So go support this reparative justice, life-based work. We need it. Go do it. It's super important. So again, shout out to Rebel Diaz. We are going to keep this show moving, but we need your support because we have to keep the call to free them all. There are so many folks who are still incarcerated. There's so many folks who experienced torture and never left prison and jail walls. There are so many folks who have experienced the torture that has gone unnamed. John Burge is only one commander of one district that spun from 79 to 92. Like I always say, I was born in 1992. So this is the beginning piece. This is the one thing that we have named for a systemic issue, and we cannot rest on our laurels. So we have to continue to support. Please, if you can, go to chicagotorturejustice.org and free them all, uplift all the work to end cash bail, uplift all the work not only to support folks who are in prisons throughout the state, but also our jail here in Cook County. Free them all. No one should ever be in a cage, but particularly right now in this time of pandemic, these are literal death-making torture factories, and we should be shamed that they exist in our city and in our world. So boom. That was that. We're going to go to another video to continue this gala, this virtual event. So please enjoy this video of Chicago Torture Justice Memorials.
Since the historic passage of the Reparations Ordinance in May of 2015, CTJM has been working to ensure the promises made under the ordinance are fulfilled. For the last 3 years, this has meant focusing on building a public memorial that works to end police violence by honoring survivors and the struggle for justice. In the fall of 2018, CTJM commissioned projects from 6 Chicago-based artists of color with a commitment to racial justice. A jury of survivors, activists, community members, and curators selected Patricia Wynn and John Lee's design, Breath, Form, and Freedom. The memorial will inscribe the names of survivors onto Chicago's landscape and ensure that this chapter of racially motivated state violence is not erased from public memory. The winding interior walkway will lead visitors through a timeline presenting the history of this struggle. The memorial will serve as a testament to the perseverance of survivors, their families, and communities who have shared the truth while enduring unrelenting trauma. Bringing light and people together, the central courtyard will form a space for reflection and act as a catalyst for restorative justice and healing. The memorial will flow naturally into a landscape park that will provide room for collective gatherings and create a truly public space. With your help, month after month, year after year, the memorial will ensure that the struggle to end police violence is an ongoing, living thing.
Hello, my name is Mark Clements. I am a Chicago police torture survivor, someone who spent 28 years of my life behind a prison wall. You know, today we are gathered in celebration of the 5th year anniversary to gain torture reparations. I want you to also reflect upon the fact that there are literally hundreds of other men and women that still remain to linger behind prison walls based off of police corruption. The work, want me to tell you, we have done amazing work, but there still remains a lot of work to achieve. So on this day, guess what? Celebrate Chicago torture reparations and how it was won. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hi, my name is Troy Harden, and I am the president of the board of Chicago Torture Justice Center. I'm really glad to be able to be with you all this evening, and very excited that we were able to have the wonderful artists, Rebel Diaz, Tasha, Kendrick, and of course Damon Williams Jr. doing the hosting. The work that the Torture Center does continues to be an inspiration to me and inspiration to many, many people, not just in Chicago, but all over the country and the nation, because of the nature of it being the first center that developed out of reparations ordinance in a major city. We were very fortunate to develop, along with the Chicago Torture Justice Memorial. Arundhati Roy said recently that the portal, or the pandemic, is like a portal. And in many ways, I think I understand how that connects to our work with the Justice Center as well as the memorial. The reparations ordinance was like a portal, not just into the past, but also into a dialogue and a discourse and a way that we can reimagine the way justice works in our society and in our communities. And so with the development of the memorial that will serve as a living and breathing space of discourse and dialogue, and the center as an ongoing space to really be able to heal the things that we continue to see in our communities, we are excited to continue to share this work and our motto of politicized healing. So I want to introduce a very critical and important part of the overall reparations ordinance, but then also someone who served as the founding board member of both the Chicago Torture Justice Memorial and the Chicago Torture Justice Center. Won't you help me welcome
Joey Marco.
Wow, thank you all. Thank you so much, Troy, for that beautiful introduction. I am so honored and humbled to be here today and to be speaking to everyone, friends, family, loved ones who have joined us for this virtual celebration. Again, my name's Joey Mogul, and I am a partner at the People's Law Office by day, and I'm a founding board member of the Chicago Torture Justice Center, and also one of the members and a co-founder of Chicago Torture Justice Memorials. I can't believe that it's been 5 years since we all came together and collectively passed the reparations legislation. And I can tell you that 6 years ago, I never dreamed that this would be a reality, let alone 23 years ago when I started working with Burge torture survivors to seek justice. It's incredible, beyond my wildest imagination. You know, as we're here today to celebrate this 5-year anniversary and all the work that's been done since then to pass this legislation, and to bring life to it, right? To make sure that we implement every single plank of the reparations legislation that was passed. It serves as a profound lesson to us. It teaches us that when we come together and we take collective action, speaking truth to power, blaming the evildoers, and seeking and building the world we want to live in, we can do incredible things. We have done incredible things, and I think we will continue to do incredible things. So I just want to thank all of the torture survivors who have shared their truths with us. I want to thank the survivors and the family members and all of the other incredible organizers and talented artists and educators and social workers and psychologists and architects and lawyers who've gotten us where we are today. You know, and I want to thank this incredible team of people, Carla Mayer, Gina Tarullo, Vedran, and Louis Che from Hot House, who have put this virtual celebration together, which I can tell you was no easy feat. So thank you all for this beautiful work. You know, when we think about reparations, we've learned so much from the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America, and COBRA, who have taught us that reparations is so much more than just a paycheck and an apology. Reparations is about getting the materials we need to plant the seeds, to build the building blocks that we need to revitalize and spur social change. One of these building blocks is the Chicago Torture Justice Center. The other building block is the creation of the public memorial for the survivors and for the struggle of justice. Right now, we are living in a public health crisis. And I'm not just talking about the COVID pandemic. I am talking about the public health crisis caused by the police violence, the rampant police violence that is ravaging our Black and brown communities here in the city of Chicago and across the nation. This is violence caused by police and law enforcement officials day in, day out, harming men, women, and children, transgender, cisgender, those who are gender non-binary, gay and straight. And we continue to see this violence meted out during this very pandemic. Richard Wallace of Equity and Transformation has been speaking out about the hordes of police officers who are chasing Black people on the West Side, likening it to the slave patrols of the 19th century. He talks about a Black man being tased and suffering a seizure because he wasn't staying at home. And we saw it on the video of the arrest of Dr. Armin Henderson, who was arrested by a white police sergeant as he was loading up his van and putting medical supplies in it to try to go help people who are without homes during this pandemic. This violence takes a toll. It doesn't just end when the last physical violence or harassment occurs. This racist state violence, it causes trauma. And where do people go to get the help they need? Where do people who've been tortured, raped, beaten, harassed, humiliated by the police go for help? Who can they turn to? You know, this trauma that's caused by police violence, it causes people to suffer fear and anxiety. It causes people to experience flashbacks and nightmares. You know, the torture survivors and others who've suffered from police violence, they share with us how they relive the trauma they endured when they see a squad car or they see an officer in uniform. Their hearts start racing. Their blood pressure skyrockets. They break out in cold sweats. Who can they turn to help them cope in the midst of these trauma nightmares? Where can they get help to stay grounded, to heal? Before the reparations legislation, they had no place to go. But now they have the Chicago Torture Justice Center. And you've heard from some of the torture survivors how they have come and sought these necessary mental health, social services, and community that the Chicago Torture Center provides. It provides people a space, a place to come to where they are believed, where they are loved, where they are trusted. And everyone is welcome at the Chicago Torture Justice Center. Whether you were tortured under Burge's regime or by his henchmen or by others affected by police officers to this very day. Whether you're young or old, female, male, gender binary, transgender, cisgender, all are welcome. They all can come and be part of this beautiful, loving community of care. But I gotta tell you, this hard work that is provided by the center, it takes skill, it takes dedication, it takes love, and it also requires money. It requires money to have the actual center that's in Inglewood on the south side of Chicago. It costs money to pay our staff, the counselors, our executive directors, our social workers, our development individuals. These staff, they're the heart and soul of our center. They are the frontline workers, warriors, tackling this urgent public health center. And we're asking you, please join us in this fight. Join us in this public health crisis and fighting this public health crisis by financially supporting the work of the center. You will be providing money for counseling services, for group services provided for torture survivors, to help the RISE meetings you saw in the video today, to help support books that the center sends into people who are incarcerated, or to send in wellness and health scenes to people who are incarcerated, or to help family members and others find places where people who are coming out of prison can come and get housing, jobs, and other services they need. That's what your contribution makes today. Today's fundraiser, though, is also in service of Chicago Torture Justice Memorials. That is the group that's spearheading this effort to create the public memorial. It's a group of volunteers, survivors, educators, artists, architects, lawyers, and others working to make this public memorial a reality. In the memorial, we included this as part of the reparations legislation because we know it's necessary to inscribe this racist state violence into the landscape of Chicago so that we never, ever forget it. And it serves the memorial as an ongoing testament to the perseverance, resilience, and strength of the torture survivors who spoke their truth for years and were disbelieved, but who continued to speak out and speak their truths, who we now know were speaking the truth, and who we now know the city knows was speaking the truth. And we need to erect this memorial so that their truths are included in the history of Chicago and that truth can never be erased again. The memorial is also hugely important for us in terms of a collective community to learn this lesson, not only about racist state violence, about the work we all did together to seek justice with and alongside the torture survivors, and what can come from taking that collective action together. It's part of the history curriculum taught to all 8th and 10th graders in Chicago public schools that the memorial was part of the reparations legislation. And the curriculum actually, in fact, teaches them And we're asked them to imagine what they think a proper memorial would look like. How can we teach this lesson to the Chicago Public School students if we don't, in fact, make good on this promise to have this public memorial built in the city of Chicago? So this was part of the legislation. This was a commitment that the city of Chicago made to us and to the survivors, that it would be part of the legislation. But Mayor Emanuel, before he left office, left no money set aside for this memorial. And we are now asking Mayor Lightfoot and her administration to commit to helping to fund this memorial. But we need your help. We need to launch a campaign to build this memorial. And so we need to hire an organizer, and we need to hire a communication specialist who can help us do the public relations campaign, who can help us line up the aldermen so we can make good on this promise to make this public memorial a reality. So that's why today we're asking you, thank you for joining us, but please dig into your pockets, dig into your hearts, give us in your souls, give us whatever money you can, whether it's $1,000, $500, $100, or $5. Every single dollar counts, and every single person who joins this struggle, whether it's financially or volunteers, who helps shares the word, you all mean the world to us. I want to celebrate everyone who made this moment possible, whether it was the struggle for reparations or all of the volunteer work that's been put in to implement the reparations legislation. Thank you to everyone from Chicago Torture Justice Center to Chicago Torture Justice Memorials, to the survivors and all the family members. In the words and the commandment of Fred Hampton, dare to struggle, dare to win. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Mark Clemens, and I am over at Chicago Torture Justice Center, and I just want to thank you.
Hi, I'm Bobby Logan, the Assistant Clinical Director here at Chicago Torture Justice Center. I want to say thank you.
My name is Kilroy Watkins. I'm a torture survivor here at the Torture Center, and I'd like to personally thank each and all of you all who contributed or donated and support the opening of this center.
Joy Mogul, I'm a board member of the Chicago Torture Justice Center, and thank you.
Thank you so much for your generous contribution to the Chicago Torture Justice Center. We are so happy to welcome you as a part of our family.
I'm Anthony Holmes. I'm part of this whole thing. I'm a board member and a survivor. And we want to thank you.
I'm Cindy. I'm one of the co-executive directors here at the center, and we just want to thank you so much for your support, your continued support, your interest, your commitment to this work. We really couldn't do it without folks like you, so thank you so much.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Gregory Banks. I am a torture survivor. I'm also a learning fellow at Chicago Torture Justice Center. We just want to thank you.
Hey, I think I'm back. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Much love to everybody in the video. Thank you, Joey, for your really beautiful, powerful words. You said so much of what is needed to culminate this day. I just want to let y'all know that if you are here, you are a part of something special. You chose on this Friday evening, even if you didn't have to leave the house, to be a part of something that is historical. So I honor Greg, Anthony, Mark, Daryl, and so many others whose names I can't all say right now. But this fight goes back longer than 5 years. I also honor, as Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, all the mothers that worked and struggled to abolish the death penalty here in Illinois. Without that work and without the work of those black women, we would not be here today. And we are a part of a larger movement that right now is being lashed up and whipped up again as we are seeing more of our people being killed by the state. But this movement goes back further than even Ferguson. It goes back further than even Trayvon Martin. It obviously goes back for centuries, but right now we are in a time that even goes back to post-Katrina. So we're dealing with 15 to 20 years of work of common consciousness towards liberation. And so in this time, I want you to know that our ancestors are proud of us. Our future descendants are proud of us. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank all the people that made this happen. Vidran, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. Shout out to Aislinn, Gina, and Carla. And I just want to end with the words that whenever we gather, I always try to share with folks in this time where we need to know that we need to continue working and continue fighting as our people are vulnerable. The political climate is adjusting, right? As Joey said, City Hall has made a commitment, and now we have a new mayor that is getting famous for grandstanding to the response of this time, and she has a commitment to uphold. So think of that. Think of this time as you can say these words with me at home if you know them. If not, we can take this as a goodbye. I want to hear you say, let my people go. Set my people free. I'm letting my people know I love you like you were me. Ashe, my name is Damon. I was grateful to be your host MC for this event. Go to chicagotorturejustice.org. I appreciate you. Much love to the people. Peace.